Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Landedkiller show. Today, we're going to be showing the World of Warships gameplay on the public test server against the superships. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm gonna try to show you just how crazy these superships are by playing some tier 10s against them. I'm trying to sound the alarm here, folks. You can't introduce fantasy upon fantasy into a game that's already had enough sheriff gimmicks. One of the things I find that's crazy about super ships is the ones like that are Annapolis and Condi that have the rapid burst firing mode. I can just rapidly shoot at you. So we're gonna play some battles here on the public test just to show you how crazy these ships are to play against. Look at this. Everybody has a super ship here. That's how crazy it is. It's a whole match full of super ships. Is this the future? Where if we just want to play a tier 10, we're just going to be wiped out by everybody who decides to get a tier 11? They can hide the star behind the XI, but it really is tier XI. Tier 11. Jeez. Playing with a lot of people from Russia and Asia regions here. Some European. So this ought to be fun. See, we got the new textures here.
Battle starts.
This is all subject to change, of course. Sometimes it's better to show you rather than just talk, you know? I mean, I could have just been like, here's a dev blog on supership test stats, and did that, but no. I think it's better to go straight on the public test and show you what I'm talking about. I think I only got a couple of days to record content for the super test. Not the super test, the public test. This is going to be... Find out real quick. It's like this in public tests. Man. Yami Gary. See? Look at that. 6 torpedoes and 3 of them. 3 mounts with 6 torpedoes each. Bye-bye Shimakaze. Shimakaze are going to be outdone by this. What's the point of calling ranked mode ranked anymore when it's not really ranked? When you're having a battle against unranked, untested ships, you know? Yep, I wonder if that's Conde firing off that rapid burst again. Firing off rapid burst. Look at that. Setting a fire already. Just wait. When he fires his HE, he's going to set that Hanover on fire there. You know, I'm really getting a Star Wars sequel series moment here. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of that one scene. I wonder if it's Kylo Ren that says it, forget the past. What movie was that? Last Jedi, I think? That's essentially what we're being told. Forget the past. Because they're putting these tier 11 ships in game. Just grown too much of this concept of just not caring when wargaming does silly stuff like this. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but come on, this is getting ridiculous at this point. Won't stop here. They're gonna try to bring in something even more crazy next. The only thing I can really think of is if they start bringing missile ships into the game. Oh wait, submarines have homing torpedoes. Oh great, is he firing that rapid salvo at me? Ah.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Him out.
Off to a great start.
Jeez. Caught off guard out here.
Smoke generator started.
Let's see that the other ships on the other side of the map haven't came over here yet. I'm not the kind of person to hop on to public test. Considering we got these super ships, I'd rather talk about them now than wait an entire month for this to come out. All this talk about change, you guys are pushing through this without really talking to people. Shots didn't hit Conde. Jeez. Is Zhao on here? Look at Zhao's out of action. I just think we're having too much thrown at us right now. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like the game's gotten a huge wallet punch. We're getting just punched over and over again by all these changes. Keep doing. Try not to block the torpedoes, man. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be a quiet weekend. That was when you take main battery reload plus burst mode. That's what I want to test out next. Connie right now. Oh, Rugamo. Look at that. Just firing off rapid salvo like that. Look at how much damage that just did to me. What am I supposed to do to counter that? Run away every time I see a super ship? It's unacceptable to sit there and throw off the whole game balance just for your entertainment, wargaming. Bergamo versus Gearing. Ah, man, what took me out? Yamato 58 EU. What was he playing as? Satsuma. Took him out of the fight just like that. Another ship that I have. Yeah, that's right. I had Des Moines ready to go. Probably just do Montana. Here we go. I'm telling you, you can't take a game and turn it on its head like this. It's really unnatural. Just discourages me from playing the game when we have stuff like this happening. What next? Missile ships? If they stick missile ships and I have to face them as a tier 10, I think that's my breaking point. I just don't see anybody really speaking out against super ships. I think it's their curiosity. They just want to have all this blueprint ships, and they don't want the pre-dreadnoughts, which actually were built and actually fought in some battles before even World War One. We can have fantasy blueprint ships, but we can't have pre-dreadnoughts. What is up with this game? You'll notice if you look back on the channel, I did some live streams in the Grand Battles mode. They're at the top of the playlist, my main playlist for the channel. World of Warships reviews and other content, pretty much is the name of the playlist. See me mess around with Hanover and Satsuma. Do here. Man, so many changes in this game in such a little time. It's hard to keep up with all of them. Yeah, stats subject to change, but they're pretty much are going overboard with the rapid firing mechanic. At least in my opinion. You guys may have different opinions, but I don't think ships should be able to be able to fire multiple shots at once at you within 3 seconds. It seems a little bit overpowered to me. Seems like you want to push all of us out at tier 10s and pushes all these tier 11s just because you want to drain our credits. Perfectly fine. We didn't need to have massive credit sinks in the game. You guys decided to keep making silly changes in wargaming. That shit back. Kaze. Cap here. A lot of people playing this. It's just me. Which say everyone's playing the ship. Say the ship's gonna be pretty popular in that against people in the public. I think what people fail to realize is that it's not just going to stop at battleships or cruisers. They're going to go for carriers too. Carriers and possibly submarines. Gonna do it to battleships, and eventually, yes, they're gonna make it to submarines too. You really want submarines that are even more powerful too. You could have fit Satsuma and Hanover in at tier 10 if you wanted to. You just have to give them a long reload. Then you want to create an entire, use them as an excuse to create an entire new tier because you guys are running out of steel ships or some other nonsense.
Torpedoes astern.
Boy, shouldn't have gone this direction. Turn around. Turn around before I get blapped. I think is the most op is the fact that you have burst fire on the cruisers of Conde and Annapolis. That's what I find to be overpowered about these ships, and the fact that they're trying to take us back to the Stone Age by making us all reinvest in a new higher tier ship again. They know exactly what they're doing. Then they're gonna sit there and sell more tier 10s again. Possibly even these starships at one point or another too. Kid yourself. All us whales' faults for sitting there and giving them money. Now look at what they do with it. They create this nonsense. Seriously. Honestly, how does anybody think this is a good idea? I guess spreadsheet says so they just do it according to spreadsheet and not to players. Landedkiller says, listen to the players, stop listening to spreadsheet. Listen to players more. Spreadsheet is only right some of the time. Torn up here.
The ship is on fire.
That.
Torpedoes astern.
Just crazy. Come on.
Problem solved, sir.
I'm just getting tore up out here. One with an extra turret. Honestly, how much nonsense do we need in this game? Aren't submarines enough change for 1 year? World of Warships doesn't need to get bigger and better. What World of Warships needs is to get balanced and better. Really such a hard concept to understand wargaming? Look at Annapolis. What other super ships do we have here? Conde with that weird cross funnel nonsense going on like a Carnival cruise ship. Man, this is just nuts. What else we got? Yamagiri. Wow, how many launches is that? 1, 2, 3. The other ships sitting around here. Then we got Satsuma. Ugh. A lot of changes coming to this game. I'm telling you, I'm not a big fan of these super ships. If I wanted to change the game's direction, I would have introduced pre-dreadnoughts and have a pre-dreadnought mode. What other ship do I have figured out? Nevsky. Nevsky. Just notice the super ships got in my port. Yeah, I know you can't see my face, but I'm literally just having my hand in my face going, why did Wargaming do this? I'm going to do a battle named Nevsky, and this will be the last battle in this public test video. Because I'm going to need to get on to other videos. Alright, here we go. A Nevsky. See how many super ships we got this time. See? Looks like the go-tos for people on this public test are Annapolis and Conde. Of course, Yamagiri. We got a Zorky in here. See that even on here, the super ships are just numerous.
Action stations.
Man, they can write articles about the CC Exodus, but we can't get articles written about how the devs are essentially just ruining the experience for us longtime players. See how this plays out. I don't think people are looking at the bigger picture. What comes after these ships? Submarines that are super. More carriers that are super. You guys already don't like carriers now. You want super carriers in the game next? You want missile ships in the game next? Those things, this is opening the door to all of that. Seriously. Zorky's not really... I think destroyers ever get this close.
Enemy destroyer detected. We've sunk an enemy destroyer. Off to a great start.
You guys gotta make up your mind on whether you want these super ships or not. My perspective as a closed beta player, I think that a lot of the closed beta people I start out with are not going to be wanting to stick with the game. Once these are introduced, some of them won't be. Sorry. Not a big fan of ships coming in and just usurping the balance like nuts. Just gives wargaming an excuse to launch whatever fantasy the idea they want to put in on a ship in the game whenever the hell they want. Using blueprint as their excuse.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
I can just see them throwing these ships out there in the research room, making people have to grind extra hard to get them if they wanted. Like special ones. I know the tech tree ones are going in at 1 experience point cost for now is what they quoted, and higher credit cost to buy, such as 30 to 50 million. I think they were thinking. It's just crazy. I can do damage with my armor piercing against this thing. Look at that. Burst fire again. You really want this in the game? Any of you guys that play World of Tanks, did you really like auto-loading tanks? Do you really think they brought any value to the game? Now you're getting the same thing in ships. Do you really, really want that? Ask yourself that. Seriously, ask yourself that. Look at this. Just getting tore up out here. Little I can do about it.
Hull breach. Taking on water quickly.
Tired of things coming in the game and unbalancing everything. Really am.
Ship is on fire.
Team has taken the lead. Enemy cruiser foundered.
Honestly, it gets tiring to see these ships come into the game. Look at all this port. Look at all this. Look how this looks like. Percentage sign, percentage sign, percentage sign. Black Friday. Percentage sign, percentage sign, percentage sign. This just shows you what they really care about. Money, 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 money. Not caring about what the players actually think. Honestly, that's the feeling I get. We'll take a quick look through every one of these ships quick. This is Annapolis. Not gonna really get into stats at this point. Zuma again. Yamagiri. Honestly, if you guys are going to do something about these ships, you got to speak out about them. You got to be like, we want these in special modes only. What is this? Khabarovsk reskinned? Is that why you're getting rid of Khabarovsk? Because it'd be too good against this ship? And over again. Honestly. How much more do we need in this game already to further imbalance it? Hyundai. More of them. Nope. That's it. Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Please remember to like, watch, and subscribe for future World of Warships and Temperon 2 videos. Why Wargaming? Why do you have to continue to wreck the game just for your profit margins? Ugh. I'm sorry. I'm just a little down about this. Stay tuned for the next video.